We'd had 2 challenging days closer to the Hawaiian archipelago, 2 perfect days of consistent wind and bright sun, and since yesterday, the conditions have become steadily more fickle. The waves remain on our starboard beam, and heightened with the strengthened wind, the boat heels with conviction. Sleep has become more elusive. Yesterday afternoon's conditions continued into the evening and into the following morning. I woke Dave around the end of my 3 to 6 a.m. watch to put in a third reef as the wind had piped up to 30 knots. Is my 3 to 6 watch on, I think, the 6th day of the crossing, and it's like the hardest watch because I'm just so lethargic and I don't want to drink caffeine because I want to try and get some rest between like 6 and 10. But around 5 o'clock, the wind had been like a steady 15 to 19 knots all night. And we had debated before the night shifts began whether or not we should put a third reef in the main. And around that speed of wind, we still go pretty fast with the third reef, but if it drops below that, we're going like sub 3 knots. So we do sacrifice a lot of speed, sub 4 knots. Anyway, we sacrifice a lot of speed by throwing in that third reef if the wind dies down. And so we thought, you know what, we can always put in a third reef at night. And so we just decided to risk it. And all was good until about 5 a.m. When just out of nowhere, there weren't really even clouds like above us or near us. The wind piped up to like 25 knots sustained, and I like knocked on the cabin that we're sleeping in, and I was like, Dave, wake up. We gotta throw in the third reef. We probably don't need to put that third reef in until later, like higher speeds of wind, but with the wave direction right now and the heel we were at, we were like pitching to like right now we're at 25. We were pitching to like 30, 35 degrees. So it just is so uncomfortable. And anyway, we threw the third reef, and we didn't lose any speed. We were going the exact same speed as we had been with 2 reefs. So less stress on the rig, more comfortable for us, kind of. The waves are substantial right now. Yeah. With this sail configuration now, the triple reefed main sheeted out, and a really reefed jib. I never really know how to talk about how reefed our jib is. Basically, a lot of people talk about jibs in terms of percentages, but you can purchase 130% jib. And what I think that means is it goes back to your mast and then like 30% more, something like that. So that's a big jib. I think we only have 100% jib. So when I say we have 100% of our jib out, that means we have all of it unfurled. But you wouldn't know that unless you knew what jib we had. Anyway, we've got, I don't know, perhaps 30 to 40% of our jib out right now. And so, with this sail configuration, we're still going like 5.5, 6 knots. And there's really nothing else you could do. Good morning.
Good morning.
What'd you make?
Coffee.
Have you had coffee every day? I have not been able to have coffee yet. What'd you see last night?
What did I see?
Yep.
Saw a boat. And nothing. Nothing. Squalls. Didn't want to reef the main. at night. Probably should have. Would have made it comfier.
I slept actually super well the past 3 hours. Or not during my shift, but the 3 hours. 3 hours before my shift, I slept pretty good. I think it was because I was so exhausted. Like anything. I would have slept through anything. What's your favorite shift?
I don't mind the 6-hour one.
I like the 6-hour one. Everybody complains about the 6-6, but I enjoy it.
But it really depends. Like, it's nice if we don't have to do sail changes and we could just let the boat go, but it's kind of exhausting when you constantly have to just change shit for squalls. Wow.
Some of these waves are giving me butterflies. Like, my feel like
Slimy, though.
I don't know, but I feel my stomach drop like we're in the Buccaneer.
I think it's about like 18-ish knots right now. It's pretty cloudy. The sea state's been the most noticed since I took over at 6 o'clock. It's gotten a little better, and probably because the wind is getting more consistent. But I'm just having coffee and trying to find a good sail setup. Last night was like constant sail changes, and it'd be like 23 knots, and then it would drop to like 8, and the sails would be flogging. So you had to do something.
Our routine has begun to stitch itself into something reliable. I wake after a few hours of uneasy rest between 6 to 10, pried from sleep by motion and incessant sounds. Dave's shift is from 6 to 12, and he is usually watching a show. My shift begins at noon, and I eagerly lose myself in books. During the day, we're all usually cooped up in the pilot house with Porter, protected from the wind and waves outside. This place has become our refuge, of which I am so thankful for. It feels like reading inside a moving world, like a train with no tracks. Around midday, we eat. The meals I froze before we left have become small moments of familiarity. I try to sleep again from 6 to 9, though sleeping always feels like borrowing rest instead of owning it. My favorite watch is 9 to midnight. The stars are endless, at least when there are no squalls. Dave has continued to see mysterious orbs that brighten and dim on the horizon during his shifts. We saw our first vessel last night, what looked like a city of lights speeding across the horizon. The 3 to 6 watch is still the most challenging. The wind often strengthens with the coming light, as if the sun and sea conspire. At dawn this morning, we put in a third reef, with 25 knots of wind still at approximately 60 degrees apparent. The swell on our starboard beam induced an aggressive heel, so another day of wind and motion ahead, likely a repeat of yesterday. We may only have a few more days of steady trades before they slip away. Waves are really annoying today. Yeah, like right now the waves are just directly on our beam still, and the wind is at 60 degrees apparent. And our course where we need to go, like our run line, is around 60 degrees too. So, it's the end of day 6, calendar day 6 on the water. It's, we're all in the pilot house. This pilot house is unbelievable. Like, it's amazing, really. Outside is a squall, but we are nice and cozy inside. Let's see if I can, show you the situation. It's about to rain. Oh, it is raining. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is where we spend most of our time, right here in the pilot house, observing the conditions. At night, the wind seems to do weird things. So we got a triple reef main and then a super reef jib. I don't know like what percent, but we're still going about 5.5, 6 knots. We've got about half an hour left on my watch. All we've been doing: reading, sleeping, eating, watching TV. Pretty boring. Porter looks like he's got a belly.
You do. You look look like you got a belly.
The wind died right after that squall. I mean, there's a little bit of wind, but not enough. So, sea states mixed, east, still east. Sails are flogging. Not really a squall in the distance that I can see that would bring useful wind. Oh, actually, wind's coming from that way right now. Huh.
It's been great sailing like all day. Sea state has been good since the morning. Now it's getting a little choppy because there's a northwest swell that's moving in mixed with the southwest swell. So, but they're both seem to be pretty long period, and it's the beginning that's happening. But if it's long period enough, it shouldn't be too bad. We've been moving around like 5 to 6 knots all day. Right now we're at a close reach, going directly to our next point. And yeah, we're gonna keep this going for as long as possible. Some squall looking things off in the distance. I'm hoping, since this is kind of coming directly towards us right now, but I'm hoping we can make it out to that clear patch of sky. That would make night watch really nice if we could dodge the squalls, not have to worry about changing sails and wind dying and all that, go a lot faster. Tomorrow the wind should get pretty light, probably at the motor, so I'm hoping the sea state is a lot better. Well, it's not good if we don't have another one.
We do. We've got plenty.
Okay.
But what is that?
This is the hose clamp that holds on our dripless shaft seal.
This is why you need to do daily inspections of the entire boat. Dave checked the engine room since we would have to be motoring for a while in the coming days through the no wind zone to the west of the North Pacific High, and noticed one of the hose clamps that kept our shaft seal sealed broke off. This is what sinks boats in minutes. I wouldn't say we're lucky, but I'm pleased that Dave especially remained vigilant and caught this. This is also why you carry spares of literally everything. There is almost no utilities or gear on this boat that we could not fix or replace if they broke underway. It's pricey economically and space-wise to have doubles and a bank of spares, but I say that's worth saving our lives. For day 7 on the water, it's another perfect day. I mean, look at these conditions. I couldn't ask for anything better, and I'm so happy it's during my shift. This morning, Dave's shift was kind of all over the place, and then closer to noon, like later in the shift, it got better. But yeah, conditions are fabulous right now. Waves are small, wind is light, sub 20. I could probably let out more sail, but we are comfortably sailing around like 5 or 6 knots, so winds at approximately 60 degrees apparent. Our heading is a little bit more east or west than I want it to be. Like I'd rather be more on the run line, but this is just what the wind has provided us, so that's where we're going. Yeah, I mean nothing really to report. So cute. Like this one. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I started my shift at 3. And there was like 10 to 14 knots of wind for about 10 minutes. And we were moving along like around 4 knots, so it wasn't super fast, but it was fast enough. And then the wind just totally died, no more than like 7 knots, and sails were flogging, the whole rig was shaking, so I was like, okay. So I tried to change the sail configuration a little bit, and I tried to increase or sail more into the wind maybe, so I can increase our apparent wind, but nothing really worked. So I rolled up the head sail, and now we're motoring at like 4 knots at 1500 RPM. So we can motor faster, but right now I'm just gonna stick with that. Just tired. And it's rolling. There are waves. So day 8, calendar day 8 on the water, and we are finally out of like the heavier grades. We're to the west of the North Pacific High, so super light winds for the next like day or two, most likely. The light winds began last night, and we've been like motoring probably around like 5 knots. We're not going too fast, but that's okay. Feels good. And yeah, we decided today might be a good day to test out the gennaker, and we are just setting up the gennaker now. It's a massive sail. It looks like it's like a turquoise blue, yellow, and pink. I don't know. So it's like the fun of it, just figuring out what color gennaker you have. I'm gonna roll up the jib. Wow, rainbow. Wow, it feels huge.
It's scary.
It's scary. It's our 7th, we're going on our 7th full day, but it's our 8th calendar day. And we ran into super light winds, which we fully expected after a week. And we thought it would be the perfect opportunity to run our gennaker for the first time, since we literally are never able to do so in Hawaii. We really should run the sheet back here and then up.
Caught your first fish in a while.
We thought it was a rainbow runner at first, but
It's a little mahi.
I think it's too small to be. The evening was very light and rolly, 10 to 15 knots of wind until it died, and we had to continue to motor sail around 4 knots at 1500 RPM. We ran the gennaker and were gliding pretty well over the water, but we didn't rig it right and the autopilot couldn't keep up with it, so we took it down and just continued motor sailing with the main and the jib. We are finished with the trades for now. The conditions are light, sunny, and just overall immaculate motor sailing conditions. It's hard to believe we're in the Pacific Ocean right now, thousands of nautical miles offshore from anywhere on Earth. It was dead calm and beautiful out today. Light wind from behind us, no waves. I could have gone for a swim. I wrote a message in a bottle. I am sailing north across the vast and unhindered sea, to a wild place, unbeknownst to me. Like golden sunshine on still water, I am at last untethered to tomorrow. Thanks for watching. The next parts for Pacific Crossing are up.